My mum is a maid. She works as a nanny for a female celebrity. In return, she bought a cottage for us next to the mansion and covered all my college expenses. The reason she's so generous is that no other maid can tolerate her temper. She has a pair of twin siblings who are the same age as me, but the brother went abroad a few years ago to study racing. I could only hold back my anger. In a few months, you will graduate from college. During this time, don't cause me any trouble, please. Xiao Yu is very happy. I fell asleep leaning on the sofa, and when I opened my eyes, I saw a boy gently looking at me. He had a pair of enchanting blue eyes.
Did you miss me, Wildcat?
Little Wildcat, that's what Ah Hao used to call me. Ah Hao, when did you come back? I accidentally fell asleep just now.
Have you missed me after not seeing me for so long?
Of course I do. I just dreamed about hugging and hitting you.
You are still as fierce as before. By the way, why are you wearing a maid outfit? What about my mother?
He got injured, so I'm temporarily replacing my mom, and I still have to do the cleaning. Let's talk next time. During dinner, Ah Hao kept staring at me intensely, and even secretly rubbed my hand. What's wrong with this jerk? Isn't he afraid of being caught? After dinner, I saw the madam throw a designer bag into the trash just because it had a small mark on it. After everyone was asleep, I secretly took it home. Mum was very surprised. Xiaoman, if the madam finds out you stole something, she'll kick us out. I didn't steal it. I found it in the trash.
If the bag could talk?
She would definitely prefer to follow her lovely owner like me, rather than rot in the trash can. The next day during class, I suddenly heard the girls in the class screaming. I turned around and saw Ah Hao smiling at me from the doorway. What are you doing here? He suddenly waved at me and blew me a kiss. At that moment, Xiao Yu suddenly nudged me with her elbow. My brother is just messing around. Don't dream about it. You're not his type. I ignored him. Arguing with him would be endless. In the evening, I saw Ah Hao working out.
Do you think my muscles are hard? You can come and feel them.
I wanted to say he's strong, but I couldn't tell the truth. Are you talking about those 2 soybeans? He didn't speak, but lay down directly and had me hold his feet to start doing sit-ups. He quickly brought his head close. This guy is definitely doing it on purpose. Are you trying to tempt me? Hi yo, hi yi, hi bai. I won't join your antics. Ah Hao just smiled and then pinched my cheek.
You're so cute, especially when you blush.
I am blushing because it's too hot here. I still have to do laundry. When the atmosphere got a bit ambiguous, I left. I tried my best to avoid him at school, but Ah Hao always did silly things to get my attention, until a girl in class came to me and asked, "Is it true that you and Ah Hao are dating?" I would never fall for him. That's great. I'll go confess to him right now. I grabbed his hair and said not to go. He looked at me in shock, and that's when I realized, do I really like Ah Hao? But I won't admit it. A week later, the lady held a grand party at the villa, and Ah Hao was watching me the whole evening. I felt quite flustered and turned to walk into the kitchen. Just then, I felt someone breathing warmly on my neck.
Let's go out for a while.
Your mom will get angry.
You used to kick my butt all the time. You weren't that timid.
After that, I got into Ah Hao's sports car. Where are you taking me?
You'll know soon enough.
Ah Hao took me to an open space. Then we sat on the hood. Why do you like racing? It's too dangerous.
Racing makes me feel like I'm flying. I love the feeling of freedom. How about you? Do you still want to be a nurse?
Yes, I still remember when you stole my stethoscope as a child.
You looked so cute back then. Watch quickly.
At that moment, the night sky suddenly filled with spectacular fireworks.
I remember when you were a child. You really wanted to see the New Year fireworks, but Xiao Yu and I locked you in the bathroom. This is something I specially prepared for you.
Ah Hao, and I quietly watched the night sky. Gradually, I closed my eyes. When I opened them, I saw Ah Hao staring at me, his lips getting closer. Just then, my phone rang. It was your mom calling. Can we get back in 10 minutes?
Don't worry.
Ah Hao raced wildly with me, and I screamed loudly in fear. When we rushed back, I saw the lady walking towards us. Ah Hao suddenly pushed me to the ground.
Quickly find that ring. It's very important to me.
I immediately understood what he meant, pretending to search on the ground.
My ring was lost, and I asked him to help me find it.
I breathed a sigh of relief. It seemed I had passed. As I was packing my things, I suddenly heard a voice behind me. Do you really think I don't know? Ah Hao is covering for you. Know your place and stay away from my son. Gaji, Wichi, Hot. I didn't argue back. Afterwards, I started purposely avoiding Ah Hao. I couldn't let Mum get kicked out while she was sick, until one day I found out that Ah Hao was ill. After confirming that Mum was asleep, I went to Ah Hao's room. He seemed to have a high fever and looked very uncomfortable. I took care of him for a few hours, and when I was about to leave, Ah Hao suddenly grabbed me and quickly steadied my lips. I was lost, but I immediately realized we couldn't do this.
I don't care, Xiaoman. I like you. Can you be my girlfriend?
We are people from two different worlds. We are not suitable, and your family does not like me.
I don't care about that. Do you like me?
I didn't answer and turned away, but my heart hurt a lot. A few days later, Xiaoyu hosted a pool party at home. I saw Ah Hao intimately standing with a pretty girl, and an unexplainable anger surged in me. I dragged Ah Hao to the kitchen and then grabbed a tray and hit him on the head. Did you see stars?
I only saw a jealous girl.
This jerk confessed to me yesterday, and today he's already got someone else in
Ah
mind.
Hao didn't answer. He pinned me against the wall and kissed me, and I responded passionately. I completely let myself go. After that, we started secretly dating. At night, Ah Hao would take me for a drive. Those were the best times of my life. One day, Ah Hao told me he didn't want to sneak around anymore.
I want the whole world to know that we are together.
I'm just a maid. This will have a significant impact on your family.
I will think of a way. Do you trust me?
Of course I believe you. A week later, Ah Hao's father returned. At the banquet, I looked around for Ah Hao. He seemed busy entertaining guests and didn't glance at me once. Just then, the lady suddenly walked up the stairs. Tonight, I want to announce a great piece of news. My son, Ah Hao, is getting engaged to Lulu, the daughter of our business partner. Let's toast to this future couple. I looked at Ah Hao in disbelief as he went up with that beautiful girl from before. They looked incredibly close. How could he do this to me? I felt the world spinning as I left tearfully, and Xiaoyu walked up to me. Poor child. Not every Cinderella gets a glass slipper. Marcy, Maha, or Mahsiban. I finally broke down and slapped him hard. Everyone looked at me in shock. I ran back to my little room crying and then started packing my things. When I cried and told Mum about it, she wasn't angry. In the car, Mum held my hand tightly. I'm sorry, Xiaoman. We should have left a few years ago. It's my fault for being too weak and letting you endure this. Flower.
Hi, Mom.
I know you're doing it all for me. Don't worry. We'll get through the tough times together. My mum and I rented a cheap apartment and sold the designer bag we found in the trash bin. Then, we started looking for jobs online. My mum soon recovered and found work at a hotel. 5 years later, I finally got an internship opportunity at a large hospital. One day, I found a bouquet of roses in my locker. I really hoped it was from Ah Hao, but it wasn't. It was a former patient I had taken care of named Aji. He pursued me relentlessly. Although he was handsome, I always made excuses that I didn't have time, but he was really persistent, always finding amusing ways to make me smile. He succeeded in winning me over. I decided to give him a chance. One evening, as I was getting ready to meet Aji, I bumped into someone. I looked up. I saw a familiar face. Ah Hao, how is it you?
Are you going out on a date? You are cuter than before.
Are you kidding me? You humiliated me in front of so many people, and now you're flirting with me. Are you being fair to your wife?
I didn't marry her because I don't want to spend my life in pain. I have already moved out from home.
Did you think I really cared about you? It's been 5 whole years, Ah Hao, and you haven't contacted me. I stormed off in anger. Although I really wanted to know if what he said was true, I still left. Ah Hao somehow got my number, but I didn't answer his call until one day we received a patient from a serious car accident. When I saw the medical record, I almost... Fainting turned out to be Ah Hao. I rushed to the ward and held his hand tightly, tears streaming down my face. Ah Hao suddenly opened his eyes, trying to say something. I tried to calm him down, but he wouldn't listen.
Xiaoman, back then my mom saw you take her bag on the surveillance and threatened to call the police to arrest you. That's why I compromised with her. On the day you left, I felt like the whole world abandoned me. Now that I've achieved some success, I can support you. If I lose you, what meaning is there left for me to live?
You fool, please take care of yourself and recover. Alright?
As long as you agree to forgive me, I will rest well.
You silly. Once you recover, I'll agree to go on a date with you. Then I bent down and steadied Ah Hao's lips, and Ah Hao's blood pressure began to soar.
Thanks for watching.